A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Professor Najmunisa from Department of Commerce, HKBK Degree College, and it gives me a great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each one of you for our 5 days national level virtual faculty development program focusing on harmony in education. Let's take a brief look at the highlight of day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. Day 1, Dr. P. Fatima Nancy discussed the crucial topic of time management. She shed light on the significance of effective time management for educators and introduced us to the quiz app tool, which is a learning platform that offers multiple tools to make a classroom fun, engaging, and interactive. Moving on to day 2, the session was centered around ICT tools for educators, led by Dr. Brinda. Participants had the opportunity to learn about the three essential ICT tools for educators, namely Slides AI, Slido, and Padlet, gaining practical knowledge in these applications. On day 3, our focus was on session titled Stress Mastery for Educators, Calm Classroom, led by Dr. Usha Rani. Participants were instructed in stress management techniques that has been demonstrated to be highly effective in reducing stress level and aiming at improving positivity. On day 4, our focus is on the session title Left Life Beyond Lesson, Unlocking Work-Life Balance with Harmony, led by Dr. M. Vidya. Participants receive a valuable insight in the importance of work-life balance and learn strategies for effective managing workload while maintaining healthy relationship with their families. Now, as we progress to day 5, our session is titled Workplace Etiquette Professionalism. The objective is to create a positive and respectful work environment where individuals conduct themselves with integrity, respect, and professionalism at all times. We are fortunate to have with us today Dr. Anita Bai, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Entrepreneurship, Madras School of Social Work, Chennai. Her expertise and valuable insight will undoubtedly enriching our understanding for today's topic, ensuring that this session becomes a truly rewarding experience. We welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
When are doing, sir?
A brief introduction about Dr. Anita Bai, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Entrepreneurship, Madras School of Social Work, Chennai. She has over 10 years of expensive expertise in academic, education, and financial service industry with a strong focus on continuous learning and development. Her career reflects a track record of effective and efficient performance, consistently achieving set objectives while fostering win-win situation. With a PhD at Mother Teresa Women's University, a UGC net qualification in management in the year 2011, and a MPhil from Alagappa University in June 2010. She possessed a solid academic foundation. Additionally, she earned an MBA gold medalist from Bharatiyar University in April 2004, and PG Diploma in Public Relationship from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in April 2002. With her extensive experience and notable achievement, we are pleased to welcome Dr. Anita Bai to lead the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for this session. I was looking into past few sessions. It was really enlightening. Okay, so I just want to know before I venture into a few checks, like whether I'm audible properly. Hello, fellow participants. Whether I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You are audible.
Right. So I need some interaction with the participants. Please do, because webinar, you know, I'm talking to myself and I'm not able to see your faces. So in that case, I'm a bit having a hesitation. So if you interact, it will be much helpful. Whether I'm having the sharing rights? Organizers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, hope my PPT is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So today's, after all the sessions which we are looking into different time managements, ethics, and ICT in how as an educators we can use ICT. Then we had yesterday, we had a day before yesterday, we had a session on how stress can be managed with us. Like, I hope I'm just curious whether here majority of them are educators in the teaching profession or in academics altogether?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone outside academics? Okay, hope I think everyone is into academics and I'm proceeding with that. My today's topic, the topic which is given to me is workplace etiquette and also professionalism. How professionalism is necessary, why it is necessary, and how we can achieve it. What are the small tidbits which we can use, how we can design our professional behavior. So when I pondered into this whole thing, the first thing which I thought is, which we want to understand is, as a teacher training, when we are entering into teachers, as a teacher into a school education, the course is with us, they will be going through the course, which is about how teacher code of conduct will be there, ethics and all will be there. But when we get into the higher education system, as we are all into higher education system, it will be the exposure towards this code of conduct or the basic aspects and all will be very less. But now what we are having is our own give me a minute. Our own government, which we are what they did is, now the NEP new education policy is there. What they thought is, okay, we need something more of a concrete thing which we need for the faculties, actually academic people. So they said this is the Mulya Pravah 2.0, where inculcation of human values and professional ethics in higher education institutions is mandatory now. They are having a lot of things which they are talked about here, how higher education institutions and also people will different stakeholders can utilize this ethics and code of conduct and also this professional behavior, all these things. When you go through, scroll down 19th page, if you see that they have given the essential qualities which the professional qualities which as a faculties, as a teacher we need to have. So here if you see teachers, what are the different things which we as a teacher we need to look into and how it is going to help us in our career also. So the professional life. So I'm not going to delve into these aspects and all, but whatever given in this almost is covered in my PPT, which I'm going to do now. So this is the background. Whatever the UGC requirement of higher education faculty, academics, code of ethics, and also the professionalism is expected there, and how we can inculcate those things we are looking into. I know all of us are having are very professional in our whatever we are, how we are dealing with our students or our management or parents, all of this. When you see the workplace etiquette and professionalism, the first we need to understand what are the different stakeholders we are looking into. If you see the stakeholders, I can say anyone can give what are the different stakeholders who we are interacting or who we are into exhibit this kind of professionalism and workplace etiquette, where we need to whether anyone can put it in chat, or if mic is allowed, if you can tell any stakeholders who are a very important part of our professional behavior. Okay, I'm having chat. If I need to, as an academician, if I am having a professional behavior, or if I'm not having a professional behavior, how it will affect others, or who are the people who will get affected by this behavior? Okay, we need, I think after lunch, we are all need to gear up. Right. I am having information, messages from, yes, students management. Then we are having parents from Shivani. Then Srividya, students, administrators, colleagues. Yes, true. So if we are thinking about our behavior as a professionals, if you, whatever you have listed out, all the peoples will get affected by our behavior. So that we are in a very critical situation that our behavior should have a professional aspect, and also we follow these kind of things. So the next slide we are looking into, I'm going to give the definition of what do you mean by the workplace etiquette? If you see the workplace etiquette, what we are looking into is it encompasses a set of expected behavior and norms that govern professional interactions. So if I'm saying workplace etiquette, it is expected behavior from us, and also norms which we need to behave in a professional interaction. It encompasses our how we communicate, how we appear, how we dress, and how we network, and also on the workplace conduct. This is what we are talking about as a workplace etiquette. So when we understand the workplace etiquette definition, it is about the expected behavior. It may not be written somewhere, it may not be given by someone, but we understand the situation and we know how to behave, and we understand from the situation itself how to behave in a particular place. So when we move on to the in that workplace etiquette, one important factor which we look into is professionalism in the workplace. As I said, professionalism, again we are talking about professionalism. There is not a definition, it's an explanation. What is professionalism actually? It goes beyond the basic etiquette, how I behave, how I network, how I communicate. It goes beyond that and encompasses one's attitude, conduct, and work ethic. So it includes business, workplace etiquette, and also how I am, how my attitude is towards my work, my colleague, my students, my management, and how as a person, then how I conduct myself in a situation, and also the work ethics I follow. It also involves, it demonstrates integrity, accountability, reliability, and a commitment to excellence in all aspects of work. It is not like I'm saying like I will be committed to some aspect of my life and all these things. It will talk about all aspects of life, how much I'm committed, how reliable I am, how I am going to follow my integrity, and also how I'm having my accountability. This is all together what is the professionalism aspect is. Now the next session, the next few slides, I will be talking about how the professional ethics, what are the different skills which we are looking into, how we can have the grouping of the skills, and also what each one, how we are going to talk about. So how to be professional in workplace? I don't think I need to tell here everyone or teach everyone or give some information everyone about how we need to be a professional. We all behave in a professional life, but sometimes the boundary between the professional and unprofessional aspect or conduct will be very thin. So we might not know how we are crossing that boundary. In that case, how we can pause and take a look, and how we can see to it whether we are not crossing the limit of, or whether we are not going to the unprofessional way. This whole thing is an attempt to give you a light into what is a professional what we are already knowing, and also how we can be very cautious in those things. So next, the first point is be reliable. So in a professional environment, as we said, it is about the how we behave, and also the what is about a person as an individual, how I am, what etiquette or what I am projecting to the outer world. So the first one is about the be reliable. So reliable, we all know we are reliable. All, what is the consideration of reliability here? So when we see the reliable, if we are always following upon request and questions, how, whether if a student is, if I take for example, we are inside the classroom. So when a student is asking us a question,
Yeah.
we sometimes
काम
we are all not
एक लिया ना, एक ग्रे लिया, बस बाकी सारे वापस कर उसके.
Sometimes we might don't know the answer. So we need to be we need to tell them like we will be come back with that question. So we may not know, we can tell that to the students itself. So that that shows that in you are a reliable person, you are very honest, and also you accept your shortcomings also. The students will have a very good opinion about us. Arriving on time and early for work meetings and events, that one aspect which we need to develop. Sometimes what we talk is in Indian concept altogether, sometimes we lag the timing. If it is 10:30, we will start from home itself at 10:30. So that may happen. If the time for the class is like 12:30, or class timing is starting, be on time to the class. So that gives the student a image that the faculty is very, very professional in their way. Then producing a consistent quality of work, whether it is a notes, whether it is a class, whether it is an examination paper evaluation, or whether it is about a research. So give consistent quality of work towards that particular aspect. Responding to issues in a consistent manner. That one thing which we need to, because we are all very tied up with a lot of other activities. Everywhere we are dragged into. But at the end of the day, we need to respond whatever the issues. Very sometimes a student might have some problem, they might come and seek help, or they might want to talk to us with some problem. So make sure that you are with the time management you need in that particular thing. And keep my simple suggestion, what I personally do is I keep a diary, so that if something, this kind of things which I need to remember, I will note it down. Sometimes we may forget because we are into different work, and we might be forgetting things. Following process and procedures, what need to be. Now since we are into, all are running behind a NAC, IQAC, ARF rating, all the colleges I know, we are all looking into this whatever the work we are doing, we are putting into proper structure, and also we need to record that, whether we need to submit it to IQAC, whether we need to submit it to IQAC in the college, we need to have a record. So following the process and procedures will help us in a in helping a lot of saving time for both the colleagues and also for us also. Sometimes the organization culture, there will be a lot of process which need to be followed. So that we might question whether that process is needed. But at the end of the time, we are in an institution. We need to follow certain rules and regulations, process and procedures in the particular given organization. Giving all full attention to task at hand. What here we are looking into is the full, what, as I said, we are dragged into different things, but if we are not keeping track of completing one aspect, what we take, it will end up in a mess. So make sure that these, when you inhibit these aspects, automatically you will have you will be as a reliable personality towards the others. Demonstrate humility. So humility is understanding others and also be considerate of others. So when you see these are the things which we talk about in the humility aspect. Accept your mistake. When you are not able to do something, get guidance from the colleagues, get guidance from the superiors. Sometimes we may not know all of the things, like if you are applying for a project, if you are applying for a research, if you're doing a research, well, if you're not having knowledge, or if you're having any misunderstanding or lack of information, you talk to them. And also always be with the team. So at the end of the day, that will help. So if you are giving a criticism towards a student, be a positive criticism. And also, I know it is a contradictory term, positive and also criticism. Two things are very contradictory. But at the end of the day, if the student are coming with a lot of, they look at us like as a mentor. So we need to, we should not demotivate them towards something. So whether it is a colleague, whether it is, if you see the SDG goal, sustainable development goal, one of the goal which they talk about is collaboration. So now we are in such a situation or the world that we need to be collaborate with our colleagues, students. That will help us to accelerate our career. If you see, you can collaborate with your students for research, you can collaborate with your colleagues for research. These are the things which we can do. So demonstrate humility. That one aspect we need to look into. The next is about demonstrate etiquette. How we need to behave, like whatever the basic thing is, greeting the people with a handshake, wishing them, greeting them, then also dress appropriately, then professional language. You should not use any discriminative language inside the class and also inside the office. We need a professional language which need to be maintained. So putting away your phone during meetings and also face-to-face conversations, and also during class. I don't know, many of us are having now, if you see, mobile is inseparable. It is like becoming a part of our body. So what we need to do is, when you enter a class, if inside the class, when you are taking or handling the class, talking in the phone or checking the WhatsApp, these are the things which is having a very demotivating effect in the classroom. So that classroom decorum, which we look into, how we manage the classroom decorum plays a major role. How the students also view us as like as a professional. So we all know, making eye contact. The students might sometimes they won't make eye contact with us. They will be having. So we need to make them very. We pacify the situation and make them very comfortable with us. Sometimes they might feel uncomfortable, and when we talk also, we need to have eye contact. When a person is talking to us, this is one aspect which we need to be listen to them properly. Then conversation focused on work and avoiding personal topics. Sometimes if you see, the students used to comment, when I enter the classroom, they were all talking about personal stories and all. So avoid talking personal stories inside the faculty room and also inside the class. Sometimes we connect with some of the students with more friendliness. We used to talk to them. We will share them with some our own personal stories. That should not be the case. You should make sure that whole decorum need to be maintained, because what happens, what is the problem when we having a friendly nature, there is a boundary. When we cross the boundary and we are having a friendly aspect of relationship with the students, sometimes the student might take it for a ride. Lot of times it happens. So I don't know how many of you, if anyone have faced that situation, or you had people facing some drawback, because sometimes it went too far and we can't able to retrain. That also will becoming a problem. So we need to know where to stop and how to maintain a professional and also friendly relationship with the students. So sometimes we are mentoring student. When you do the mentoring, if you are a mentor, the students used to talk a lot of things to you. The trust that you are not going to tell that to the other faculties or other faculty members or other student. So that therefore need to be maintained. So be neat. How many of us as a student, we aspire when we want to be a teacher, you used to say, I want to be a teacher like this, and their dressing I like, the way they teach I like, all these things we used to, as a student, we used to tell. The same thing for our students also. So when you enter the class, that the class, whatever the professional environment, that needs certain level of decorum. In that we, how we dress, then how we have a personal hygiene, when we how we maintain our hair, and all these things will be placing a major role. So what need to be is, if you see, if it is not about the aesthetic, it is about how well presentable you are. So before the students. So show consideration. This is one major aspect. As a student, we as a faculty member, we need to understand. One is, the students are coming from different background. Even when we talk to other stakeholders like our colleagues, our top management, our administrative staffs who are working, all these people, all of us are coming from different background, and also our life process are very, very different. We should not judge people by what they are now and what they are exhibiting, because they might be coming after long struggle. So we need to be very polite and considerate towards others. Then managing an effort to assist others. If you are able to help, if you are able to give them, if you are able to make their work more easy by giving a helping hand, you can do it. Then remaining tolerant and respectful of others and their feelings. So respect others. Tolerant, what we are looking into is, sometimes they might be in a situation where they are bursting out, but why you also burst out, both of us in the same line, it will badly impact. So what at least we can do is, we can pause for that. This is one also applicable in relationships also, like when you are dealing with your son, when you are dealing with your daughter, when you are dealing with your better half or family members, the same thing. Give them that space to calm down, and then you can iterate your whatever your side of the story, and it can diffuse lot of problems or the conflicts. So listening to others' thoughts and opinions carefully before responding. This one aspect I generally used to tell my student. If you see the 21st century skills, one of the 21st century skill is listening. That also mindful listening. We are not listening at all. Now what happened is, when we are listening, we are ready to reply. We listen to reply, not understand. When you understand, when you listen, start listening, mindfulness listening for understanding the thing, automatically lot of problems can be solved. So mindful listening is one capability we need to develop at any cost. Demonstrate a strong work ethic. When I was looking into work ethic, ethics is we define it as what is the code of conduct we need to do, right or wrong, what need to be followed. So a strong work ethic is needed in when we are venturing into a professional aspect. So take initiative and volunteering for new projects. Positive work culture need to be developed. High quality work. It is not about, if I say, okay, for this process, that work is enough. It is not about that work. It is about you as an individual. What is the work or quality you are showing? It is not always about others, like completing on time or doing a quality work, or you are doing a collaborative. All these things, at the end of the day, it talks about, as a human being, how you are behaving in a particular situation. Being punctual. Class, whether it is a class, whether it is a meeting, or whether it is any other program, be punctual. Meeting all deadlines. sometimes what happens is we are carried away with the other lot of works. We end up in not doing our proper work properly, or deadlines might go. So we need to think about completing the deadline. Now here I want to bring one aspect is, the day before yesterday we were talking about the stress, how we can manage our own work and also the stress aspect, the family life. So the work-life balance that need to be maintained. Sometimes what happens is our work-life balance is very shattered, because our work, whatever work we are doing, it will carry towards the home also. So we are not able to take care of us, take care of the family, a lot of things happens. But when the deadline is very important, as an individual, we are also important and our family also important. Give considerate time and also ethical towards both the things. So we need to bring a balance and we need to choose our fight or choose our things which we need to do. Then the last point is about the maintaining a positive attitude about your job duties. So one thing, what we see, or we itself we can see, they might not satisfied with the job, or they might be not interested towards a job or the given job. They will be complaining. So stop complaining. When we are asked or when we are supposed to do that work, take the work in a positive manner and do it, because complaining is not going to help anyone. But at the end of the day, we need to vent out our own emotions also. But we can always choose. If the choice is not there, accept the thing with a full open mind and to do the work. That attitude itself will bring a positive attitude towards the whole thing. So that exhibits a very professional aspect of your behavior. Be organized. As I said, keeping a journal, journalism is journalizing what you are, your thought process is very important. So journalize and also keep everything organized. It is about how organized you are going to organize your workspace, how you are going to organize your laptop, whatever the files folders you are having, or whether you are how organized your life itself. So when you set priorities, when you do the planning, when you set the priorities, please do all these priorities and planning, so that your whole week and a whole life will be organized. Sometimes here and there we will be having hitch up, so don't look into it, but maximum we can try how we can maintain that, and also we can organize. For example, if we are looking, if I am working for a research paper, so on that topic I might be browsing, I might be downloading it, the files. At the end of the day, all the files I don't know where I have stored. So keep a folder named for that particular research paper and put the folder files into it. And for in that way, you can be, your laptop will, whatever the files you are having the laptop, it will be organized. When you do the priority, like the next 1 week, I'm going to have 5 to 10 classes, 2 hours per day. So what is the topic I'm going to have? We might be all be having lesson plan. So prioritize all these things, to-do list, so that you can check which is very most urgent, then what can be delayed. Like that, if you group it, it will be very easy. So that is why the tools and the information of things. So if you see tools, journal, whatever the journal we are talking about, a physical copy, it is there. So you can use it, or a diary, a simple notebook, which you can do prioritize, and we might be discussing in the class lot of things. Sometimes we might have given them lot of work, we might forgot. So make a note of it, nothing wrong in that. So when you do that thing, automatically people will think that, like, you can track of what need to be done, where you are missing, and how it in all things need to be done. Then one more thing what we are talking about is, now we are having ample apps which can help us in prioritizing or organizing our work. So please use, like Evernote. Then we are having to-do list itself, a lot of apps are there. So you just simply following an Excel sheet. I do follow Excel sheet, because that will help me in track of all the daily activities, and also what is the weekly activity, all these things. Put an Excel sheet. A lot of templates are available in Canva, in Google itself, Excel itself. We are having a to-do list template. Please use all those things, so that you can have a track of your work and you can be organized. Then if you are getting things from the people, like a textbook. Normally this happens. Book, when you borrow, you will forget to return back, all these things. So you can have a track of all these things also in that. So this is about being organized. Be accountable. So before going into accountable, how many of you are following journaling? Any one of you are using any app for keeping track of your work, or anyone keeping track of any apps which you are using, or a physical copy?
I do, ma'am. To-do list.
Okay. Academia. Okay. So even if you are researching, you can, see with a diary. Yes. So any form of, you can use a diary, you can use a app that will be helpful. If you are doing research, Mendeley is one thing which we can use widely, so that we can have a track of all the research papers we are downloading, all these things. That will give us, when we are organized, our thought process also will be organized. So thank you, those who have replied: Sunita, Srividya, Subhangi. Thank you for replying. So next, we move on to the next step. Be accountable. When you see accountable, whatever, take responsibility. When you see in principles of management, if any one of you are from management background, there is one major aspect principle is taking accountability and responsibility. What we are thinking, we want always, everyone want to have authority, all this. But when we are talking about authority, we need to take responsibility also. When you take the responsibility of whatever work you are taking, that will give a very, very, very trustworthy appearance, and also you will be a most sought after person in the whole department itself, or in the whole college itself. So take responsibility of the task time, and also completing the task, quality of the task, and also your whatever you personal goal which you are having, and also accountable for the students to provide a quality education to them. That is my area, where what we are looking into is, if a student, our responsibility lies in providing them proper guidance, giving them proper notes, and also proper class. So if we are completing that task, automatically the students will be very much aligned, and also they know how credible you are. Demonstrate integrity. That integrity is one aspect which very, very important, and also this gives us the how trustworthy we are, how reliable we are. Everything boils down to this: demonstrate integrity. The first thing is about keeping your word at all times. If you are telling your student, this is what this I will giving you this assignment marks on this day, do it. If you are keeping your words, if your colleagues, some aspect you are talking about, and you are agreeing for a time, please honor that agreement. Otherwise, when you are not honoring the agreement, automatically what happens is, at the in the long run, they will say, ma'am will always tell, but no, nothing will be happening. So let her tell, I will do my own work. So one aspect here I want to quote is, whenever I fix an assignment, generally this happens with the students. When I'm giving them an assignment, I always ask them to decide the date. So when they decide the date, they cannot back off, because they only decided the date. So like that, when we need to keep up all the words which when you are promising, it is need to be honored. Avoiding workplace gossip. That one, like, it is like a necessary, unnecessary, lot of things we can talk about, but workplace gossip will drastically influence the work culture of that particular organization. If you are, the gossip which I'm talking about is between colleagues and also students. When this kind of gossips happens in the workplace, the whole culture will move towards untrustworthy and also unreliable. So we need to follow we should avoid workplace gossip, and we should follow at all times never ever go to a class and complain about another faculty member. What happens is sometimes they might have a fight in the department. They will take that to the students also. That will drastically impact the students' performance. Also, they will have a very, very bad opinion about us. So never ever take the discussions inside the staff room to the students. But what happens is some of the faculty member, to get the good name of the student from the good side, the student should be always be in the good side for her or him. They will take these things into them, and that will create a very toxic work culture in the department that never should be entertained. It should be curtailed at any cost. Being honest in all your business dealings, or the business dealings means here, whatever the stakeholder we are looking into, maintaining confidentiality when required. Sometimes, as I said, when you are mentoring, confidentiality is a very important prior thing. The student might be talking to you as a mentor, discussing with you, but if you take those informations to the other faculty members, it will drastically impact the student's morale. So never do entertain that. Always keep confidentiality wherever it is needed. Avoiding discussions, sensitive topics not relevant to your job. It's a sensitive topic like caste-based or religion-based or any particular controversial topic. Don't take to the department, or don't take thus to the students also. If it is not necessary, please don't take. If it is necessary, it is part of the curriculum. We need to discuss about a religion. We need to discuss about a community. That you can do. But apart from that, don't give comments. Don't give things which is unnecessary for the working environment. Adhering to all college policies and procedures, and also giving credit to others for their accomplishments. Okay. Priyanka Srivastava, right. So what happens is giving credit to others. Sometimes we might be working full in that particular project, and when the name, the credit goes to some other person. That if that happens to us, how demotivating it is for us. The same thing happens when you do that also. So never entertain to take the accomplishments credit from others. So give them proper acknowledgement to all. So that whether it is a student, whether it is other faculties, whether it is a top management, anyone as such matter, please do that so that it can be you can be a very professional in your nature. Acquire expertise. When you see this point, when I was pondering towards this whole workshop, the 5 days workshop itself, it's for acquiring expertise. You are going to get, or your knowledge just bit dusted towards the different aspect, the stress management, all these things. So acquire expertise in all your aspects, like whether it is your career, based like your subject you are handling. Sometimes we might have completed our degree and degree long back. Lot of things happened after that. So you need to get updated. You go for refresher course. You go try to understand what is currently happening in the market. So otherwise, what happens is we will be talking about. I know from my college days, faculty member. He was taking subject of economics. So the basic economics will be the same thing, but all the examples and all might be different now. The whole things might be different. So what happens is when he studied, he prepared a note. He is following for the next 25 years. He followed the same notes. Think about the updation in between happened. So we need to get updated so that it can help us in our next line. Whether it is in skills, whether it is our subject, or whether it is current happenings in the market, please do update. How many of you are familiar with AI in education? Artificial intelligence in education?
We do, ma'am.
Okay, so if you see the artificial influence of artificial intelligence in education, now it is very tremendous. You are talking about ChatGPT, how ChatGPT, whether it is ethical to use or unethical to use. But in a study, it is stated that ethical, yeah. Munavar, yes, ethical. And that too, what happened is it will help us in our increasing our productivity to a 30%, 30% of our productivity can increase because of how we can use the chat GPT. Not only chat GPT, AI in all such, whether it is in research, whether it is in preparing a PowerPoint presentation, whether it is preparing a project note or notes, simple notes, you can use. But the limit is we need to know where you need to stop depending upon the AI for all these things. So please update so that it can give you the professional look. So these are the things which whatever we have seen though so far, how different things are expected under different things like reliability, integrity, then about the behavior aspect, etiquette, then expertise generation, all these things we have discussed. So when I thought of all these things, the next thing is about the professional behavior. We are putting all these things into this 5 behavior aspects which we are looking into. Psychologically, if you see, the behavior aspect will help in exhibiting these characteristics. These are the 5 behavioral under, like I'm putting it in a very concise manner. What are the 5 different behavioral aspects which we need to look into for our professional behavior? The first one is about the civility. If you see civility, I am talking about treat others how you expect to be treated yourself. That is one aspect. Whether it is respect, whether it is integrity, whether it is trust, whether it is accomplishment sharing, or that is respecting others, everything comes into this one crisp thing, which is civility. Have a civil sense, so that civil sense is like treat others how you want to get treated. That is one thing, simple line. So if you want to be respected, respect others. If you want to respect your time, respect others' time. If you want to be truthful, if you want others to be truthful to you, be truthful to others. Simple thing. It is nothing magic. One word: treat others how you want to get treated by yourself. How you want to do treat. Next is social intelligence. Here, all the things which we talk about the behavior, language, your and everything comes into this. Like the one is how to initiate a conversation, how to provide good criticism, how to mentor a person, how to talk to a person, how to listen to a person, when to speak, what not to speak at a particular given situation. So when you have this kind of social intelligence, we will be having all intelligence quotient for emotional intelligence, then arithmetic intelligence, language intelligence, all these things are there. This is about the social sense. So social intelligence talks about how you behave, and also what is the manner, how you think, how you end your conversation gracefully. All these aspects will be covered in the in this social intelligence. Next is about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about basically understanding others without words. When you understand them through their body language, how they use their hands, what they are telling through the eyes, like these things that happens when they are sometimes what I may telling and I may exhibiting something. So understanding them emotionally, emotional level. That is what here emotional intelligence means. So it includes 3 T's, which is tact, timing, and trust. So the tact which you are using, the method which you are using, and the timing which you are looking into, and also the trust which you are created and also creating. These 3 things will place a major role in doing the emotional intelligence. Next is social graces, like telling thank you, how you dress, then positively framing dialogues, be a good listener. All these things will be social graces. The last one is about the business etiquette. Whatever the etiquette you follow with your management, your customer. Here, the customer means your stakeholders. Your students, and also the other stakeholders like colleagues, administrative staffs, all the people. So when you know how to navigate through all these aspects. So automatically you can see how the people see you or view you as a professional. What are the words unacceptable in the workplace? Always. If you see, that is not my job. That is not my responsibility. Please do acknowledge your responsibility and take actions. It is, everyone can be a leader. We don't need to have a title to be a leader. So that is not my job, is simply avoiding your work. I cannot work with them. I cannot work with a particular faculty member. I cannot work with my colleague. So don't tell that. That is unacceptable in the workplace. I don't know. If you don't know, please go search, understand, and come back. You can say, I need some time to understand that. That doesn't mean that you can avoid some work by simply telling that I don't know. Then it is not my fault. Please take responsibility. When you are looking into taking authority, and automatically you need to take the responsibility also. So these are the unacceptable behavior in the workplace. Some of the tips for being professional in different work situations. Honor your commitment. So the honor your commitment means like whatever the commitment you are taking into, honor it. Whether it is words, whether it is work, whether it is any other time commitment, please honor that. Be attentive, responsive, and proactive. Very, very important aspect. Be attentive. What is happening? Sometimes verbally they can tell, they will be telling. But sometimes there will be cues which is happening. You need to be very attentive to the work environment. Be responsive. So don't be reactive. Proactive and reactive. Don't be a reactive person. Please take action in prior. Proactive. Take the steps. Then get to know the workplace culture. When this happens, if you are working in a particular organization, when you move to a new organization, their work culture will be very different. If you are thinking that the old work culture applies to here, you will be very, very shocked. So please understand the work culture where you are. Sometimes the code of conduct will be there. Sometimes it will be not communicated to you directly, but systems will be followed. You should have track of what is the culture happening there. Keep personal matters to a minimum. Don't discuss, don't chumma kada talking to our colleague in the staff room or in the thing, and also don't take your personal matters to the colleague or in the workplace. Sometimes it backfire. Then avoid negative side of office politics. So always in the positive side. Don't get into the negative side of the office politics, which is very, very harmful in nature. So this is about how you can improve your professionalism skills. One is reflect on your skills, where you are lagging, because whether I am being part of a gossip group, whether I am being a part of a bad time manager, whether I am being part of a not honoring the time commitment or work commitment or quality of work, please reflect on your skills, where you are lagging. Then find resources to improve your skills. Then apply what you have learned and ask for feedback. Simple example is, if you are coming late, so automatically you can improve where you are lagging, you identify, you come properly for on time, and ask your superiors or the colleagues feedback, like whether you are managing things, so that it will be a positive response to you. So always set boundaries at work. Okay, we during the stress management session we discussed, if you are not setting boundaries, it will always impact your work, also health, also family life. So please be set boundaries. If I'm telling set boundaries, it is not professional to ask your colleague who are in a vacation to work. So if you are a person, don't ask any office related doubts after office hours. We know, don't disturb the students after work hours. So we know sometimes we need to violate that rule. Like tomorrow there is a program, so we need to do those things. You need to honor setting boundaries at work, and also not only for the you, but also for others also, how you behave also, and how others behave to you. Warning signs, whether I am having time, organizers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm having few slides to do. That's a picture one. That's not theoretic. That's it will
Sure,
be
ma'am. You can
right.
proceed.
Yeah. Okay. I know it will be very all words. I know it will be very difficult, but warning about the warning signs of a toxic work culture means like these are the work culture. Like you are stumbling upon the others' work or growth, and no work-life balance, unrealistic expectation. I will publish 10 papers in one semester. Whether it is possible? No. Now, if you see the research ethics, what we are not covered here. In a professional life, research also, as an academic research also plays a major part. India is becoming the major contributor towards other countries' research contribution. Means pay for publishing the research. And also the highest rate of manipulations happens in the research also. So if you are a research, if you are as academician, we need to do research, but be professional in that also. Follow the research ethics which need to be followed. Don't keep unrealistic expectation. And that then unrealistic expectation, always you may not be able to honor that. And again, you will be look very unprofessional. Your gut is telling you. Okay, sometimes and you don't need to have a word to express. You can sense something things which is happening. Then poor communication, improve your communication. Constantly burnout because we are running behind lot of things. Then the to-do list will help. Prioritize things. What is priority? Do that. Prioritize all your work. And if you can give work to others, that is, if you can delegate work to others, please do. Don't put everything on your hand and run behind that. Then no support from bosses, like sometimes superior may not be supportive, but that also you need to know how to handle that situation also. And lack of enthusiasm. When you go to the class, your enthusiasm reflects in the class. So once you enter itself, the students will know, okay, ma'am is very, that will reflect in the whole classroom. So we need to understand how we can grow. Sometimes office politics will play a role in that, but we need to understand how to navigate that, because no one is going to help us other than us. We need to help ourselves. So this a bit tough topic, sensitive topic. Type of harassment in the workplace. Don't, as I said, one of the topic I said, don't be in the positive side of the office culture. So when you are in the negative side of the culture, it will be a very gossiping, creating problems to others, all these things. The harassments take place in the workplace because of that. When the negative side of the people, they start this thing. So the harassment can happen from the top officials. When the harassment can happen from the colleagues, even sometimes students also harass. These are the things now the situation is. So power-based, age-based, psychological-based, personal-based, physical-based, racial-based, religious-based, disability-based, gender-based, and sexual harassment. So these are the different harassment which happens in the workplace, which need to be avoided. If the professional aspect are followed, these all things will not be there. So one thing, this is about the general equity, equality, liberation, inclusion. This need to be followed in the department, with the students, with the faculties, everyone. So make sure that everyone is included. So if it is disability is the aspect, what kind of disability, how you can help them. So if the difference is based on the income factor, please, in class, if you see students sometimes follow this inequality. Sometimes they follow groupism. As a faculty, to have a professional environment, we need to intervene that and we need to correct that. So that is very sensitive and we need to be very cautious in dealing with the groupism aspect. This groupism also followed in department also, sometimes with your colleagues. So make sure that groupism does not happen. If it is there, please voice out. That is very essential in eliminating the groupism in the workplace. Sexual harassment in the workplace. Again, the professionalism plays a major role here. So here now we are having post training in the workplace, and also different training aspects are there. In my college, what we do is we do training for the students, how to handle sexual harassment if something happens in the college, and how to report them. And also for the faculties also, they conduct this program. So this gives the ability for the people or the strength to the people to take it to the next level. So this is one aspect which when we talk about professionalism also comes into it. Don't be part of it. Don't be a one to do this. And also, if something happens in that, how to raise voice is very, very important in that. That also we need to think, because we need to support, always we blame the people who are at the receiving end. So please support your colleagues which they are exposed. If something happens, please support. This is the inequality we see in the general life, like the steps. For women, it is always struggle. So we need to, as a women, we need to take extra measure to overcome this. The fight is very hard, but it is a doable one. Again, this reflects clearly what it is actually. When you go for the relay, these are the things which we need to, but to navigate these things, it is our own, we are at the end of the day, we need to develop our own skills to navigate these things. So this we have already discussed a lot of things. So I'm not going to touch this thing. The choice is yours. Whether you are going to be in the right or in the wrong side of the whole thing. So choice is always yours. So as I said, sometimes that person might be having a lot of problems, but don't see them. Be kind always to your student, your colleague, your administrative staff. Please be kind towards them. So when you do the harder the journey, the worth you can stable. You can tell our success stories to your kids and also your students also. Even one research paper in a Web of Science or in a Scopus Index is a big victory for a faculty. So again, that is a success story. It's worth the trial. Then always when you put the others, that is empathy, what we are talking about. Until otherwise, which has happened to us, we never know what is the person's going through. Whether it is sexual harassment, whether it is a gender-based harassment, whether it is age-based harassment, everything. So always please understand or try to understand empathetic towards others. That is, you might be the one person, odd man out. Please be there because the crowd is less in the odd man out, who are very punctual, who are very professional, who are very ethical. All these things, the crowd is very less in that, in the given current world, Kali Yuga. So automatically be there, the crowd is less. And if you are having happiness, when you start spreading that happiness, whole people will be very happy. So if you are taking that happiness to the class, so automatically students, if you're there boring also, okay, ma'am, okay, ma'am is very energetic, we need to be there. And if you are happy, you spread that happiness to your colleagues also. So the whole place will be very happy. So sometimes what happens, we will be having lot of resources, but that resources, we don't know how to use it. So that's where I talk about the developing your skills. So when you don't know the skill which is not there, please develop it. When you are doing research using a SPSS or NIVIO, all these things for qualitative research, it is needed. Using a Mendeley is very needed. But when you don't know what is the tools you are having, then it is your loss. Your growth will be stagnant. Then how many tools you are having, it is not going to have an effect in your professional growth. So don't gossip, don't talk lies, don't talk judgments. So again, it is a karma, it will come back to you. So don't get tied to contracts or this work. So make sure you do the work-life balance properly. Again, if you spread happiness, the happiness will be with you. If you are listening to others, like we sometimes what we see, we make judgment, we make get affected by other people's what they are telling about a particular thing. At the end of the day, you also will reflect the same thing. So don't listen, try, understand, and have that social consciousness where to listen to others and where not to listen to others. So it is always fight between work, research, colleague, everything will be there, but the fight is worth the time. Again, this we need to be very cautious in the workplace. What happens is sometimes the in the first picture it is showed as even though they know the particular they can help you, they may not help colleagues. Sometimes they are there. It is human nature because they are thinking about their own stand-up. But sometimes people, what they think is, even though they are having all the facilities, they think that they are trying, they need help. So understand and identify these two peoples and try to be cautious in navigating between them. Sometimes we will be carried away. I need to help them. That is not needed. That they might be telling that is why that emotional intelligence comes into play, where you will know whether it is needed or not. So develop that emotional intelligence to identify these kind of people behavior. Again, always it is the balance between the heart and the mind. So that will be the life is totally, it is about the heart and mind. So always keep it in a balance so that in the life rope, you will be in a standing position. If you are looking into, you are looking into one side, it will be a problem. Again, the always right or wrong, it will be there. The questions will be always there pondering us. So always be on the right side of the table. That will help you in your professional development. So sometimes what happens, we will from one college, we will jump into another college for meager amount. We will hear that there everything is good. So be a professional, stick to an organization, or if it is needed only, you need to change. Otherwise, what happens is always you will think other side is greener. So if you see in this picture, the person is happy, the boat is coming. Boat is happy, the land is seen. So always it will be like that. The other side is always greener. So make a conscious choice whether you need that jump or not. Stick to a organization. That's a professional behavior. Then again, priorities. As I said, if you are not setting your priorities, you might be taking your lifeline. So set your priorities properly. So I think I'm having some questions. I will answer in a few slides. So step to success. The first step is very difficult. Whether it's a research paper, whether it is a class, whether it is developing a new habit or a professional outlook, the first step will be always a difficult. But all the other steps, it will be very easy if you are able to take that first step. That inertia will be there. If you see the physics, the inertia will be there. Always a human mind is always go to the comfort zone. So we always want to be in the comfort zone. We don't want to come out of the comfort zone. So always that first step will be very difficult. When you take the first step, it will be very easy. So perspectives matter. So if you see, different person have different perspective. But as a faculty member, we need to respect all the perspectives. When you consider this perspective, when you take everyone's perspective is important, is matter, conflict will be reduced. So don't work hard, work intelligent. As I said, now ChatGPT and all ethical only usage. Use it as much as possible, and other things also, like lot of other AI tools are there. So work smart. So don't work hard. It work smart. Develop the smartness. That is work intelligent. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. The daily journey, you create the life you want, and day by day you are creating the life. So that is like a sculpting your life. So take time, make that a journey easy. It is not always at the end of the day, the victory or the winning or losing. It is about the journey we are talking about. So take time, sculpt yourself to a better yourself or a professional yourself. Professionalism, at the end of the day, it is not the job you do, it is how you do the job. It always matters. So there's a quick thing which we have. I'm going to summarize the whole thing. This is the whole thing which we have talked about, how the professional behavior, ethical behavior should be in the thing, whether it is talking about, this covers pretty much everything we have discussed in a particular heading, it is there. So you can go through it. Yeah, it is about you at the end of the day, whether it is a professional, being a professional, successful, anything as a human being, it is about you. Go you yourself, plug in and you develop, you can glow. That's all from my side. I think time, I have pretty much covered the time. Then a few questions I can take. So in the chat box, we are having
Dear participants, do you have any questions?
Sri Vidya, but have given a question. What is the difference between workplace ethics and workplace culture? Culture, normally it is prevailing in the whole place. It may not be written or in a hard copy. But if you see the ethics, it is a code of conduct which we follow. So sometimes the boundaries are there. Ethics will give you the proper culture. So when the ethics of the persons are good, automatically the ethical culture also will be there.
Any more questions, please?
Anyone, if you are not having any questions, so if you can share some of your opinion, like how you handled a professional problem or harassment or any other, how you dealt your best practices as a professional, the best practices you follow. You can share it here so that other faculties or members also can get the knowledge. It is all, we are all in the learning, we are all in the same age. It is not like I'm presenting, it is not like I know more. It is all collective action. So like might lot of you might be having few other wonderful methods which how you follow. You can share it here so that we can also get used to it. As I said, always staring at the screen. So if any of you so I'm having the these are the places where I have taken the information, references. So now I'm stopping out my share. So any other questions?
Dear participants, we are at the end moment. So any questions from our with sincerity, commitment, and emotion. Okay, so there is a person who has shared his information, ma'am. He has told that he will focus on his job with sincerity, commitment, and keep emotional.
Yeah, true. Good. Like if you see the emotional aspect, sometimes we get carried away either because of the students' problems or because of the tension we are having. So that is a very good aspect. Thank you, Munawar. No questions. If it means that it is understood
Now,
or it is
we'd like to
nothing.
conclude the session. Thank you everyone for your active participation in our 5 days national level virtual faculty development program. With the conclusion of this event, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Sri CM Faiz, Director of HKBK Group of Institution, for his invaluable support. I also want to express my sincere appreciation for our patron, Dr. Ashok MB, Principal, HKBK Degree College, for his encouragement and assistance in organizing this FDP. A special thanks goes to our Dr. Mohammad Khizrullah, the conveyor of this event, for his consistent guidance and unwavering support throughout the event. As we wrap up, I extend my sincere thanks to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Anita Bai, for graciously sharing her expertise with us. Thank you very much, ma'am. I like to express gratitude to all the attendees and resource persons for their active engagement in the FDP and sharing their knowledge with us. Please note that the feedback link of today's session has been posted in the chat box. I kindly request all the participants to fill it. The link will remain active until 8 p.m. today. Additionally, please be aware that there is a one-day national level webinar organized by Department of Commerce, HKPK Degree College, on the topic Girls' Education Strengthening Our Society, scheduled on 29 January 2024 at 10 a.m. The registration link will be shared on the WhatsApp group. Kindly do register for this upcoming event. Thank you, and may your learning journey continue to be fulfilling.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity, and wishing you all the best for the next program. Thank you.